Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. How are you? How is everybody? First off, thank you so much for subscribing because it really worked. You know, I made a video some time ago about, it was entitled We Have to Talk, link in the description box down below. And I was telling you guys that I need more subscribers. A lot of you that are watching are not subscribed yet. And in order for me to warrant keeping it going, because I'm posting at this time as we speak right now, one video a day, and that requires a lot of work and a lot of time. But I am hopeful, and I hope you're having a good time, and I hope you're enjoying your time in the Fashion Bunker, because there's a lot of great stuff coming up and a lot of entertainment coming up, a lot of design history, a lot of insider information, and what have you. We're talking Les Exclusifs and Chanel. A lot of you have been asking me a lot of questions about the transition from Les Exclusifs, Eau de Toilette to the Eau de Parfums. And I know that it's a bit chaotic. The Fashion Bunker is an archive of almost 700 videos, and it's a labyrinth and you can get lost in it. And I have made many videos with the topic of the Les Exclusifs. But this one in particular now I will make so that I can always post as an answer to many of your questions, because a lot of them are repetitive. And I am aware that there is no real video that I made just on this topic. So we're going to get to this topic. And the topic being, a lot of you asking me, Dacob, I just found out now about the Les Exclusifs range thanks to you. And unfortunately, I can't hunt down the Eau de Toilettes because you always tell us that the Eau de Toilettes are the best and that the Eau de Parfums are horrible. But I can only find the Eau de Parfums as of now. So what should I do? Okay, guys, so first and foremost, and then you ask me like, oh, I don't know, I hunted down the Eau de Toilette of Coromandel, but I can't find the Eau de Toilette of SYCOMORE. Should I get the Eau de Parfum? My answer to you is, if you can, never, N-E-V-E-R, purchase the Eau de Parfum Les Exclusifs. Why? First of all, they stink compared to the Eau de Toilettes. Second of all, they're around $100 or euro more expensive for the 200 milliliter bottles than the Eau de Toilettes used to be. Third of all, the ingredients that they use for the Eau de Parfums, to my nose, smell cheaper than the ingredients, the quality of the ingredients utilized for the Eau de Toilettes. Fourth, very important point, the most important point of all, even if some of the Les Exclusifs Eau de Parfums might be passable to my nose in the opening notes, each and every single one of them fails epically in the dry down. Epically. They become a warm, mellow, muddy, disgusting, warm mess. Chaotic mess in the dry down. I always say this, and I never stress enough to repeat it. To me, a good fragrance really gives itself out to me, you know, shows its true face to me in the dry down. If the dry down sucks, it ain't good. It ain't a good fragrance. It just ain't. I can't. No. So here we have an example of SYCOMORE Eau de Toilette, and I'm just gonna, you know, oh my God. I need to spray it so often, and I'm almost done with this bottle, because I have to remind myself over and over and over again how amazing Jacques Polge was. Jacques Polge created, except for the first four that were created in the 20s, he created the rest of the Les Exclusifs, and he reformulated the original four, you know, throughout the decades and years. His son, Olivier Polge, took over as head parfumeur of the Chanel perfumes. And Jacques retired. So Jacques was alive, you know, during the life of COCO. He understands that sort of subtle luxury, that sort of not in your face, but so freaking sophisticated luxury, and also in perfumery, so that all of his creations are so edgy and like diamonds in the rough in the beginning, because the opening notes with all the aldehydes, you know, they're like kind of sparkle like diamonds, but then the dry down becomes this no roughness anymore. It becomes a perfectly cut, trimmed stone. And it's cold as motherfucking ice, and it cuts you like nothing else. Olivier, I don't know what Olivier is doing. If he wanted to, you know, lift his leg and pee to mark his territory, or if somebody higher than him told him, hey boo, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, Guerlain, all of their exclusive fragrances as of now cost more than ours. We got to change something. Let's just up it to the parfum and make them cost the same so that we can, have a similar or same price range as all of these other brands. Such bullshit. Anyway, that's what they did. Or, so it's either Olivier's ego or the brand's greed, whatever. Either way, it's bad because the eau de parfums are not good. And if we do not buy them, maybe, just maybe, we have a chance that Chanel listens, because money talks in this business, and that they say, okay, let's bring back the eau de toilettes. Now, a lot of you have also been writing me, Dacob, is there any hope for the eau de toilettes? Will they ever be back? No, they won't. Unless you don't stop purchasing the eau de parfums. If everybody stops purchasing the eau de parfums and starts writing Chanel, we want the eau de toilettes back, we want the eau de toilettes back, we want the eau de toilettes back, then, and just maybe then, we might stand a chance or have a chance or a hope at the eau de toilettes returning. But it's all up to you. Just because I make all these videos on the Les Exclusifs range, and they are all videos on the eau de toilettes, and if I do make one on the eau de parfum, it's just to test them. They're negative because I tested all of them. I made one on number 22, my first impressions of the eau de parfum of number 22, and it was just gruesome. And I just, in a way, I've said what I had to say. I think if I don't have anything nice to say, why make 15, 16 videos on eau de parfums if they're not good? You know what I mean? Why bash it so much? I just don't like them. My nose is good. It's very well groomed and trained to these scents. And I know when something is off. And I know that eau de parfums are off. Perhaps they just didn't give enough time. Maybe they were just pushed to create the eau de parfum to kind of reformulate the concentration, to just get the money in, But whatever the reasons are, the result is bad, Chanel. So, you guys watching me, stop purchasing eau de parfums and start bombarding them, Chanel, customer service, with requests that you want the eau de toilettes back. It ain't even a question of money at this point. I said it many times in other videos. Yes, they were expensive to begin with. Now they're even more expensive with eau de parfum. Well, then just raise the price of the eau de toilettes, but give us the frickin' eau de toilettes back. I'm also quite sure that if the eau de toilettes do make a return, they will not be the same quality that they were before. They already had changed because the eau de toilettes were created prior to 2012, prior to the IFRA mafia, switches and changes and prohibitionism of certain ingredients. So I have Les Exclusifs Eau de Toilettes fragrances from before the reformulation and before the prohibitionism of IFRA. They do smell more intense than what we got later. Nevertheless, still what we got later is way better, light years better than the eau de parfums. So my answer to you, if you ever ask me, will be this video. I will post it on every, as an answer to every comment that asks me, should I get the eau de parfum? No, do not get it. If you, by all means, the thing is, if you really want to just smell what the perfume kind of used to smell like or was like, and you don't got another choice, and you don't feel safe purchasing online secondhand, I get it. Then you have no other choice but to purchase eau de parfums. But by purchasing eau de parfums, you are contributing to Chanel, distancing themselves more and more from this remote possibility of a return of the eau de toilettes. I have proposed to Chanel at, customer relations many times this suggestion. Let them bring out their eau de parfums and ask more money for them in the two formats available, the 75 ml and the 200 ml sprays. Keep the eau de toilettes as well. Keep them only as 200 milliliter bottles if you don't want people to spend less money on the smaller bottle. Stay greedy if you want, but give people that option because the eau de toilettes are incredible. Jacques Polge, I'm sorry, Olivier, no disrespect to you, but your dad had a better nose for these things and his creations were magical. Magical. Maybe Olivier still has to kind of step it up, or I don't know what he has to do, but to me, it just isn't there, that quality that Jacques delivered. That is history, and to me it's so saddening, and it's devastating to know that these fragrances are lost forever. The eau de toilettes, once they're gone forever, and they are the most beautiful thing I've ever smelled in my life. I love other fragrances as well, but I always come back to the Les Exclusifs Eau de Toilettes by Chanel. Now, for those of you who love certain fragrances from the Les Exclusifs range, there is still hope in that Jacques Polge also developed the pure parfums of the Les Exclusifs range. However, not each perfume from the Les Exclusifs range received a rendition in the pure parfum form, which means you can purchase in pure parfum beige, 1932, Jersey, and the original 4, which is Cuir de Russie, number 22, Gardenia, and Bois des Îles. So these fragrances are the ones that, you know, if you can't hunt down the Toilettes, buy the pure parfum. Yes, they're small, they're 50 milliliter bottles. They still cost less than the 200 ml spray bottles of the eau de parfums, but they last you longer because you're just stabbing them. You're just putting, you know, drop here, drop there, drop there, drop behind the neck, or here. I like to put it there as well. But anyway, different story. You can also check out my video on how to apply pure parfum splash bottles in the description box down below. I have a very funny way to do it. It's just my way. You don't have to follow it. A lot of people are like, went crazy when they saw my suggestions. They thought it was obscene. I don't give an F and F. I do what I like to do for myself. You want my tip? That's my tip. So, moving on. These pure parfums are amazing. And they have been developed by Jacques Polge. And they haven't been changed. Hopefully, allegedly, whatever. Until now, they're good. So you could still find those. They're still in production. So that's a way to get at least 7 of them, you know, without having to purchase the eau de parfum. So that's a tip I can give you. But the biggest one I can give you is to really write Chanel and tell them you want the eau de toilettes back. Tell them that you don't like how the eau de parfums smell. Tell them that they smell cheap. Chanel doesn't like to hear that. That's a word they don't like to hear. And please, I also made another video, also link in the description box down below, where I showcase this coffret, this little box, like to try out the Chanel Les Exclusifs Eau de Parfum perfumes. They're selling it for $250 plus tax. 4 milliliter bottles that adds up to 15 bottles that adds up to 60 ml. Those are free samples. That's how greedy they're becoming. They're selling you now free samples for 20 bucks a miniature bottle of 4 milliliters. Splash. Free samples. So don't fall for that trap either, unless you just don't want to splurge your money into nothing, then be my guest. But careful, there's a lot of rocks out there that are planted in front of our path that might block us from reaching our own ultimate goal and truth and perfection of quality, essence, and smell. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Sycomore and me are moving on. I'm getting ready to shoot another video for you guys, and it's gonna be fun. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. No matter what they throw at us, we just bounce it off and say what we really want, because we never give up on love. So why should we give up writing them over and over and over again what we really want? It's all legit. Love you guys. See you soon. Take care. Bye.